In this video, I want to share with you how my family and I visited the Nairobi National Park for a fun and great family time. And indeed, we had a great, educative and fun-filled time at the only park in an urban setting. So we left our home a few minutes past 6. However, this was not my intention because the park actually opens at 6. My intention was for us to be there at 6 because I knew that if we are there at that time, then we would have a greater chance and time of, catching the wildlife in action and also being able to shoot a video like this that you are seeing. So the previous day, I had also visited the KWS office at the park just to get to know the charges and what was required of me even as I got into the park, because my intention was to do a self-drive, and KWS informed me that we only had to pay the entry fees, that is for ourselves and the car. And surprisingly, our 5-seater vehicle was charged 300 Kenya shillings. That's about $2 to $3. And of course, this is the fee that is charged for a vehicle that is less than 6 seats. And for ourselves, we were charged 430 shillings. That's about $3 to $4 for adults, each adult, and again 215 shillings for the children, that is each of them, and that's about $2 to $3. But I need you to note that these charges are for Kenyan residents. If you are non-resident, you will be charged higher, and this information is available on the KWS website, which I have displayed below so that you can be able to visit. And so, like I had already told you, we left home and we went, picked our mom, and then we headed straight to the park. We were lucky because when we got there, we bumped into similar intention people just at the entrance. And this gave us an opportunity to be able to trail one of either the private vehicles or the vans, the tourist vans or vehicles, and not look like newbies in the whole process.
Welcome back.
To what?
To Be Sharpened. Today we are doing a new series called Be Sharpened Education.
What are we doing specifically?
We are at the Nairobi National Park.
It's a beautiful morning, cold, chilly, fog and all that. But we're gonna show you what we're gonna see. I hope we're gonna see something.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you.
So I want to encourage you that even if you've never been to the Nairobi National Park, you can get there early and trail either the private vehicles that you find there or the tourist vans or vehicles that you find there. And you will be able to catch the action as they know where the action is at particular places and times. And a little later, you will see us trailing those vehicles and stopping when they stop and moving when they move. Nevertheless, we paid the required fees and got to trail the company of vehicles that we bumped into. And right after the entry gate, we saw 3 giraffes, I can say having breakfast. I tell you, I would not have known there are giraffes there. It's actually those guys stopped, and that's when I realized that, hey, there's some action here that we can actually catch. Next, we saw a gazelle and some birds and some 2 huge rhinos. And you can see we drove as close as we could to the rhinos, who were just chilling on that beautiful morning. Now, we were having a difficulty between gazelles and antelopes. And I think gazelles are smaller, antelopes are bigger. I don't know. Something you can check out and confirm, but I think I'm right. Again, we saw some, gazelles and a giraffe. And I don't know if, the giraffe was giving us a show. Just look at how the situation looked like that day. Reminds me of that movie Madagascar, which my children love so much. By the way, the SGR railway that links the Syokimau terminus to the Suswa terminus passes through the park. At the time preceding its construction, there was some opposition that came up, but here it is anyway. Again, you can see we bumped into 3 ostriches that were just grazing. However, they were visibly not amused by how close we got to them. Again, we were fortunate to spot some 2 male lions and a female. We, however, did not spot them at the same spot, and this was courtesy of, trailing the vehicles that belonged to the tour companies and the individuals that had gotten into the park. We also got a chance to spot 2 buffaloes and 3 rhinos, and the rhinos were really, really massive. Thereafter, we found ourselves at a picnic point. Remember, I told you we've never been to this park in a self-drive situation. We've been to the park in a bus, KWS bus and all that. At least myself and my wife, but my mom, she hadn't been to the park, and so the children also. But we were just driving, and then we bumped into this place that looked like a picnic point and decided, hey, why don't we also have breakfast ourselves? And so we had breakfast. I tried to catch the action, but unfortunately I was not able to catch the whole of it. Some of the footage that I got was not good, according to my opinion. But next time I'm going to work really hard to catch every bit of the action. And you can see some other groups joined us, and we even played some football in the park. So you can pack some meal or snack and some games items, and you can be able to have fun while you are in the park. After all, I want to believe that when you go to the park, you will be going there to have some fun and definitely not to starve. After the brief break, we headed back and bumped into some 2 rhinos that were earlier chilling, and even some more birds. Coincidentally, the Nairobi National Park hosts a large variety of birds. Finally, we decided to call it a drive, and the feedback, as you will hear, was amazing.
It was such a nice drive.
It was such a nice drive.
Yeah.
Should we come back again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now which way do they go? Next time I'm drawing a map.
You're drawing a map?
Yeah, it's so confusing.
Oh. Shosh, what have you to say?
Just happy that for the first time since I came to Nairobi, 27 plus years ago, at least I have come to the National Park. This is my first trip, and I'm very excited, man.
My goodness, you are a fake Nairobian. Oh my.
Kabisa.
Great. Yeah, so let's finish this thing up.
But before we got out of the park, we detoured into the ivory burning site, where we reminded ourselves and had an opportunity to talk to the children about the need to protect our environment and the wildlife that is present in it. And if you know the history of this place, Kenya has burned ivory about 4 or 5 times. The last ban was presided over by the former president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, in 2016. Data has it that the 2016 ban was the largest ban ever, where he was able to set ablaze 105 tons of ivory from elephants and rhinos. And so guys, that's it. I hope you've had a good time in this video like we did. Maybe not as we did, but at least you have an idea that if you want to just get, you want to go into the park and have a good time, you can literally drive there. It's not that big. I don't think you need a very sophisticated vehicle, and you can just go there and have a nice time, and you will be blessed even as you do so. So even as I close the video, just a quick request. I hope you have found this valuable, so that you can at least give us that like, give us that share, and comment on the video if you have a question, if you have something that you think we can be able to do, because I'm planning on, doing this kind of trips even in the days to come. So have a great time, and we see you in the next video. So God bless you.